Rachel Allen, the Senior Program Coordinator for the Pilot Program on Climate Resilience.
Cool, thank you. So Rachel, we've heard a lot today about resilience. Could you maybe say a little bit about why it's an important issue and one that's close to your heart?
Well, I've worked in a number of countries where I've actually seen climate change impacts change lives, many different countries. But most importantly, I am from a small island developing state, so it's something near and dear to me because I have seen the changes personally over time. And so it's more than just a buzzword for me. It's something that, because I've seen the negative impact on lives, it means something to me. I have to try and fix it. And this is just one way that I try and participate in events and work with countries through the PPCR to make countries and people more resilient to these negative effects of climate change.
And where do you think things are at the moment? I'm particularly thinking of a conference in the capital of France a couple of months ago.
Well, I think a lot of changes were made in Paris. I think it was very successful. And I think one of the things was the official recognition of the importance of the role of the private sector in combating climate change impacts. And I think what we have seen in projects such as Climadapt is exactly supportive of what COP tried to say, which was private sector has a role to play, a very critical role, and this is what we're about here today.
Fantastic. And what have you learned and about why how would you compliment Tajikistan? What would you say Tajikistan are doing that sets them apart from other countries within the climate investment funds?
That's very interesting because Tajikistan is actually one of 10 countries that have accessed the private sector set aside along with EBRD, through EBRD that is, for the private sector set aside. And one of the things is that they have pretty much taken the lead in this regard. They've now launched Climadapt, which is, just from seeing the participants here today, such a wide cross-section of stakeholders. You had the private sector, you had someone from the president's office, you had government officials, you had people from microfinance, you had people from the CSO, and more important, you actually had manufacturers of different innovative systems to combat energy, water, in terms of drip irrigation. So it was so diverse, and I think just that showed exactly what it's about. It's everybody's business, but especially the role of the private sector here today was very, very notable.